Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age more slowly than others? Why, while some people face chronic diseases early on, others maintain enviable energy and vitality even into old age? The answer may have less to do with fate and more to do with small daily habits, especially what we put on our plates. What if I told you that the food you eat not only nourishes your body, but also talks to your genes, directly influencing how they behave throughout your life? Modern science has revealed something fascinating. Our genes are not set in stone. Although we inherit a unique combination of DNA, what really determines our health and longevity is how these genes are expressed. This emerging field of science, known as nutrigenomics, explores precisely this interplay between the foods we eat and the way our genes function. In other words, what you choose to eat can turn certain genes on or off, shaping your cellular health and, consequently, the rate at which you age. Think of your genes as a piano, with each key representing a specific gene. Some of these genes promote healthy processes like cell repair and disease resistance, while others can accelerate aging or increase the risk of chronic conditions. But here's the exciting part: you're the pianist. The food you eat acts like your hands on the keys, deciding which notes to play. This analogy gets to the heart of what this video is about: understanding how to use specific foods to play the right notes, activating the genes that keep you young and muting the ones that accelerate aging. If you're curious to learn how your food choices can reprogram your genes and promote longevity, this video is for you. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, click the subscribe button now. That way you won't miss the next content on science, health, and practical strategies to live better and longer. In this video, we'll dive into the fascinating world of epigenetics and discover how small changes to your diet can have a profound impact on how your genes express themselves. You'll learn about the molecular mechanisms that connect food to genes, see practical examples of powerful nutrients, and come away with concrete strategies to start using food as a tool to control aging. Ready to explore how your dietary choices can reprogram your genes and promote longevity? Let's start by understanding more about what nutrigenomics is and why it's so important for human health. Now that you have an idea of how food can influence your genes, let's delve deeper into the concept behind this fascinating interaction: nutrigenomics. This field of science represents a revolution in the way we understand the relationship between food and health, and its impact goes far beyond the basic eat well to live better. In fact, we're talking about something much more powerful: the ability to use food as a precise tool to shape our biological processes at the molecular level. So what is nutrigenomics? In simple terms, it studies how nutrients in food interact with our genome, the complete set of DNA that each of us carries. These interactions can alter gene expression, that is, decide which genes are turned on or off at different times in our lives. This means that while we all have a unique genetic code, what really matters is how that code is read and interpreted by our bodies. And here's the kicker: you have control over this through the food choices you make. To better understand this, think of DNA as an instruction manual for how your body works. Each gene is like a specific recipe that can be turned on or turned off depending on internal and external conditions. Some of these genes are involved in essential processes such as cellular repair, energy metabolism, and immune response. Others, however, can contribute to chronic inflammation, premature aging, or even degenerative diseases. Nutrigenomics investigates how certain nutrients can act as molecular switches, promoting beneficial genes and silencing those that can cause harm over time. The connection between nutrigenomics and aging is particularly interesting. We know that the aging process is closely linked to two main factors: oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. Oxidative stress occurs when there is an imbalance between free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells, and antioxidants, which neutralize this damage. Chronic inflammation, on the other hand, is a prolonged immune response that, while helpful in acute situations, can become harmful when it persists for long periods, accelerating aging and increasing the risk of diseases such as diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. This is where food comes into play. Certain nutrients have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that help modulate these processes. For example, bioactive compounds found in cruciferous vegetables, berries, and fatty fish can reduce oxidative stress and combat systemic inflammation. In addition, They can directly influence molecular pathways associated with longevity, such as those that regulate DNA repair and the production of protective proteins. This relationship is not just theoretical, it is supported by a growing body of scientific evidence. Studies show that diets rich in natural, minimally processed foods are associated with lower expression of pro-inflammatory genes and greater activation of genes related to cellular repair and disease resistance. In contrast, diets rich in ultra-processed foods and refined sugars tend to promote the activation of genes that accelerate aging and increase the risk of chronic conditions. Understanding nutrigenomics also helps us overcome the misconception that our genes completely determine our health. While genetics play a role, they're not the only factor at play. As we've seen, our environment, and diet in particular, has a profound influence on gene expression. This means that even if you have genetic predispositions to certain conditions, there's still plenty you can do to mitigate those risks through informed choices. To better visualize this dynamic, imagine your genes as seeds planted in a garden. The soil in which they grow, represented by the nutrients you consume, will determine whether they flourish or wither. If the soil is rich in beneficial nutrients, the seeds will have everything they need to thrive. Conversely, if the soil is poor or contaminated, the seeds may not develop properly. Likewise, what you eat creates the environment in which your genes operate, shaping your health and longevity. In the next chapter, we'll dive even deeper into this relationship between food and genes, exploring the specific epigenetic mechanisms that connect diet to gene expression. You'll learn how processes like DNA methylation, histone modification, and microRNAs work, and how they can be influenced by nutrition. Get ready to discover how science reveals the power of food at the molecular level. Now that you've understand the concept of nutrigenomics and how food can influence gene expression, it's time to explore the specific epigenetic mechanisms that make all of this possible. These molecular processes are like the invisible gears that control how our genes function. They determine which genes are on or off at any given time. And the good news is that diet can adjust these gears to promote health and longevity. Let's unpack 3 of the main epigenetic mechanisms: DNA methylation, histone modifications, and microRNAs. DNA methylation, the molecular switch. The first mechanism we will explore is DNA methylation, a fundamental process in the regulation of gene expression. Methylation involves the addition of methyl groups, CH3, to certain regions of DNA, acting as a kind of molecular tag. When a gene is methylated, it tends to be silenced. That is, its expression is reduced or completely deactivated. On the other hand, when methylation is removed, the gene can be activated. This mechanism is especially important in the context of aging because inadequate methylation is associated with a variety of problems, including chronic inflammation, degenerative diseases, and even cancer. Fortunately, certain nutrients found in food play crucial roles in maintaining healthy methylation patterns. For example, folate and vitamin B12. These nutrients are essential for the production of methyl groups and, consequently, for proper DNA methylation. Foods rich in folate, such as spinach, broccoli, and lentils, and sources of vitamin B12, such as fish and eggs, help ensure that your genes are regulated correctly. Choline, another important nutrient for methylation, found in foods such as egg yolks and Brussels sprouts, also contributes to this process. When we consume these nutrients regularly, we are providing the body with the building materials it needs to maintain balanced methylation, promoting the activation of beneficial genes and the silencing of harmful genes. Histone modification, the DNA spool. Another crucial epigenetic mechanism is histone modification. To understand this, imagine DNA as a very long, thin thread that needs to be compactly arranged to fit inside cells. Histones are proteins that act as spools on which DNA is wound. The way DNA is packaged around these histones directly influences whether a gene is read or ignored. Certain compounds in food can alter the structure of histones, loosening or tightening the DNA around them. For example, omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon and sardines. These fatty acids help relax the DNA around histones, allowing protective genes to be turned on. Turmeric, curcumin, a bioactive compound in turmeric, has anti-inflammatory properties that can influence histone modification, promoting the expression of genes related to cellular repair. These examples show how specific foods can adjust histones to create a healthier cellular environment, supporting processes that slow aging. MicroRNAs, the silent regulators. Finally, let's talk about microRNAs, small RNA molecules that act as regulators of gene expression. They don't code for proteins, but they have the power to control when and how genes are expressed. MicroRNAs can bind to messenger RNA, mRNA, preventing it from being translated into proteins. This process is essential for maintaining cellular balance, as it helps suppress unwanted genes and regulate important functions such as growth, repair, and immune response. Diet plays a significant role in modulating microRNAs. Research shows that certain bioactive compounds, such as flavonoids found in berries and green tea, can influence the production and function of microRNAs. This means that by consuming foods rich in these compounds, you are helping your body better regulate its genes, promoting processes that combat aging and protect against disease. Why does it matter? Understanding these epigenetic mechanisms is critical because they demonstrate how something as simple as choosing the right foods can have a profound impact on our health and longevity. Every meal is an opportunity to shape the expression of our genes, creating a cellular environment that promotes youth and vitality. If you found this information useful and want to continue learning about how to use science to live better, please like this video. Your interaction is essential so that we can bring you more content like this, always based on scientific evidence and practices applicable to everyday life. In the next chapter, we'll explore concrete examples of foods that activate youthful genes. You'll discover which nutrients are true allies in the fight against aging and how to easily incorporate them into your diet. Stay tuned. Now that you understand the epigenetic mechanisms that link diet to gene expression, it's time to explore the specific foods that can act as true switches for youthful genes. These foods are not only sources of essential nutrients, they contain bioactive compounds that can modulate molecular processes that promote longevity, combat aging, and protect against chronic diseases. Let's break this discussion down into 4 main categories: antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, foods rich in bioactive compounds and fiber, and the microbiome. Antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals. The first group of foods that deserves to be highlighted are those rich in antioxidants. As we mentioned earlier, oxidative stress caused by the accumulation of free radicals in the body is one of the main factors that accelerate aging. Free radicals are unstable molecules that damage cells, DNA, and proteins, contributing to inflammation, degenerative diseases, and the natural decline associated with aging. Antioxidants play a crucial role in neutralizing these harmful molecules, protecting our cells, and maintaining the integrity of our genetic material. Some of the most powerful foods in this category include blueberries. These small blue berries are rich in anthocyanins, plant pigments with potent antioxidant properties. Studies show that anthocyanins help reduce oxidative stress and protect DNA from damage, as well as modulate genes involved in cellular repair. Cocoa. Pure cocoa, especially in minimally processed forms like dark chocolate or cacao nibs, is an excellent source of flavonoids. These compounds activate genes related to the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that improves cardiovascular health and promotes blood circulation. Green tea, rich in catechins, especially epigallocatechin galate (EGCG). Green tea has been widely studied for its antioxidant and epigenetic effects. EGCG modulates molecular pathways that promote longevity, such as the SIRT pathways, which are directly linked to cellular repair and disease resistance. Incorporating these foods into your diet is simple. Add blueberries to your breakfast, add cocoa to smoothies or healthy desserts, and replace sugary drinks with a cup of green tea. Each choice is an opportunity to provide your body with the antioxidants it needs to fight aging at the molecular level. Anti-inflammatory compounds, quenching the fire. Within another essential group are foods rich in anti-inflammatory compounds. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest villains of aging, as it is associated with practically all age-related diseases, from cardiovascular disease to Alzheimer's. Fortunately, certain foods have the power to modulate inflammatory pathways, silencing pro-inflammatory genes and activating those that promote cellular resilience. Omega-3, found in fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and herring. Omega-3 fatty acids are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. They act to regulate inflammatory cytokines and modulate genes involved in the immune response. In addition, omega-3s promote the flexibility of cell membranes, facilitating communication between cells. Turmeric curcumin, a bioactive compound in turmeric, is an of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories known. It inhibits the production of pro-inflammatory molecules such as nuclear factor kappa B, NFKB, which is involved in activating genes responsible for chronic inflammation. Adding turmeric to your diet, especially when combined with black pepper to increase its bioavailability, can have a significant impact on your cellular health. Ginger, another powerful anti-inflammatory food. Ginger contains gingerol and shogaol, compounds that suppress inflammatory pathways and promote the expression of protective genes. These foods can be easily incorporated into your daily diet. Season dishes with turmeric and fresh ginger, include oily fish at lunch or dinner, and try recipes that combine these ingredients to maximize their benefits. Foods rich in bioactive compounds, boosting longevity. In addition to antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, there are foods that stand out for their richness in specific bioactive compounds, which have direct effects on gene expression and the promotion of longevity. These compounds act as molecular messengers, adjusting epigenetic gears to favor healthy processes. Broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables. These vegetables are rich in sulforaphane, a bioactive compound that stimulates the production of detoxifying enzymes and protects DNA from damage. Sulforaphane also activates genes related to cellular repair and resistance to oxidative stress. Nuts and red grapes. These foods are sources of resveratrol, a polyphenol that activates sirtuins, proteins associated with longevity. Sirtuins regulate processes such as DNA repair, energy metabolism, and control of cellular aging. Tomato, rich in lycopene, an antioxidant carotenoid. Tomatoes help protect cells against oxidative damage and activate genes involved in maintaining cardiovascular health. These foods are versatile and can be combined in many ways. Make fresh tomato juice, prepare a dish with steamed broccoli seasoned with olive, oil, and lemon, or add nuts and grapes to your daily meals. Fiber and the microbiome, feeding your genes indirectly. Finally, we cannot ignore the role of fiber and the gut microbiome in epigenetic regulation. Although fiber does not directly act on genes, it supports a healthy microbiome, which in turn indirectly influences gene expression. The microbiome is made up of trillions of microorganisms that live in the gut and play crucial roles in digestion, nutrient production, and immune system. Modulation. Oats and legumes, rich sources of soluble fiber. These foods feed beneficial bacteria in the gut, promoting the production of short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs. SCFAs, such as butyrate, act as epigenetic signals, modulating the expression of genes involved in reducing inflammation and protecting against metabolic diseases. Various fruits and vegetables. In addition to providing fiber, these foods are rich in polyphenols, which promote microbial diversity and strengthen the intestinal barrier, preventing toxins from entering the body. To reap these benefits, include a variety of fiber-rich foods in your diet. Eat oatmeal for breakfast, add vegetables to soups and stews, and eat a wide range of colorful fruits and vegetables. As we've seen, the foods we choose to eat have the power to activate genes that promote longevity and silence those that accelerate aging. From antioxidants that neutralize free radicals to fiber that supports a healthy microbiome, every bite is an opportunity to shape your cellular and molecular health. In the next chapter, we'll explore the scientific studies and evidence that support the benefits of these foods. You'll learn how specific diets, like the Mediterranean diet, and practices like intermittent fasting can amplify the positive effects of nutrition on gene expression. Stay tuned to learn how the science supports these strategies. So far, we've explored the epigenetic mechanisms that link diet to gene expression and identified specific foods that can activate youthful genes. But how do we know this isn't just theory? The answer lies in the scientific evidence. In this chapter, we'll dive into studies that support the impact of foods and eating habits on gene regulation and aging. These studies not only validate what we've discussed so far, but also provide practical insights into how we can apply these insights to our daily lives. Mediterranean diet, a model for longevity. One of the best documented examples of epigenetic nutrition is the Mediterranean diet, widely recognized for its benefits for cardiovascular, cognitive, and metabolic health. This diet is characterized by abundant consumption of fruits, vegetables, olive oil, fatty fish, nuts, and whole grains, as well as moderate consumption of red wine. What makes the Mediterranean diet so special? Studies show that it significantly reduces chronic inflammation and promotes the activation of genes associated with cellular repair and longevity. For Example, reduced inflammation. Researchers have identified that individuals who follow the Mediterranean diet have lower expression of pro-inflammatory genes, such as TNF-A and IL-6, which are involved in diseases related to aging. Microbiome modulation. The high fiber and polyphenol content of this diet supports a diverse microbiome, promoting the production of short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, that positively influence gene expression. Protection against neurodegenerative diseases. A study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease showed that the Mediterranean diet is associated with greater expression of genes involved in neuronal plasticity and protection against cognitive decline. These findings demonstrate that the Mediterranean diet is not just a culinary choice, it is a scientifically proven strategy for modulating gene expression and promoting longevity. If you've ever considered adopting this eating style, the evidence is clear. It may be one of the best decisions you can make for your health. Resveratrol and longevity, the power of sirtuins. Another widely studied compound is resveratrol, found in foods such as red grapes, walnuts, and cocoa. This polyphenol has been the subject of numerous studies for its ability to activate sirtuins, proteins that play central roles in regulating cellular aging. Sirtuins help repair DNA, improve mitochondrial function, and regulate energy metabolism. A study published in Cell Metabolism demonstrated that resveratrol activates genes related to sirtuins, promoting cellular processes that slow aging. In animal models, resveratrol was associated with increased longevity and resistance to degenerative diseases. Although more research is needed in humans, preliminary results are promising. Additionally, resveratrol modulates molecular pathways such as AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase, which plays a crucial role in metabolic control and preventing age-related diseases. Incorporating resveratrol-rich foods into your diet can be a simple and delicious way to support your cellular health. Intermittent fasting, reprogramming genes in the absence of food. While this video focuses primarily on food, it's worth mentioning intermittent fasting as another powerful tool for influencing gene expression. Fasting isn't just about what you eat, but also when you eat. During periods of fasting, the body enters a state of cellular cleanup known as autophagy, which removes damaged cells and recycles cellular components. Research shows that intermittent fasting modulates genes involved in DNA repair, resistance to oxidative stress, and metabolic regulation. For example, a study published in Cell Reports revealed that fasting increases the expression of genes related to autophagy, protecting cells against damage accumulated over time. Other research has shown that fasting reduces the expression of genes associated with chronic inflammation, promoting a healthier cellular environment. These findings suggest that combining a diet rich in bioactive foods with practices such as intermittent fasting may amplify epigenetic benefits, creating a synergistic effect for longevity. The studies we discuss here are not just numbers or abstract concepts. They represent a real opportunity to transform your health. They show that the food choices you make today have the potential to influence your gene expression, slow aging, and prevent chronic diseases. If you'd like to learn more about any of these topics or share your own experiences with the Mediterranean diet, intermittent fasting, or resveratrol-rich foods, leave a comment below. Your contribution could inspire others to adopt healthier, longer-lasting habits. We've reached the most important part of this video, practical transformation. You've already learned about epigenetic mechanisms, foods that activate youthful genes, and the scientific evidence that proves the power of nutrition in gene regulation. Now, it's time to translate all of this into concrete actions that you can implement today to start reprogramming your genes and promoting longevity. The core message: genes are not destiny. Before we dive into practical strategies, I want to reinforce one key idea. Your genes are not your destiny. While your genetic makeup plays a big role in your health, it doesn't completely define your future. As we've seen throughout this video, epigenetics shows us that your environment, especially your diet, has a profound impact on how your genes express themselves. This means that you have the power to directly influence your cellular health and slow down aging through your dietary choices. This message is liberating because it puts control in your hands. Small daily changes can have a significant cumulative impact over time. So let's explore how you can start this transformation right now. Practical steps to incorporate bioactive foods. Start with simple substitutions. If you regularly consume Ultra-processed foods. Start by replacing them with more natural options. For example, swap processed snacks for a serving of nuts or blueberries. Add broccoli or spinach to your daily lunch. These small changes may seem small, but they have a powerful effect over time. Try the Mediterranean diet. If you're looking for a more structured approach, try incorporating elements of the Mediterranean diet. Start by adding extra virgin olive oil to your meals, eating fatty fish at least twice a week, and including more vegetables and whole grains in your diet. Explore intermittent fasting. If you're willing to try something other than dieting, consider trying intermittent fasting. Start with a simple approach like the 16-8 method, fasting for 16 hours and eating during an 8-hour window. This practice can complement the benefits of bioactive foods by promoting autophagy and modulating genes related to longevity. Hydrate yourself with functional teas. Replace sugary drinks with antioxidant-rich teas like green tea or hibiscus tea. Not only are they delicious, they also provide bioactive compounds that protect your cells and activate beneficial genes. Prioritize the microbiome. Include high-fiber foods like oats, lentils, and berries to support a healthy microbiome. Also consider adding fermented foods like plain yogurt, kefir, or kimchi to promote microbial diversity. Now, it's your turn to take action. Choose 1 or 2 strategies from the above and commit to implementing them for a week. Notice how these changes make you feel. Many people report increased energy, mental clarity, and overall well-being when adopting more mindful eating habits. And to support your journey, I've prepared a special resource, a practical guide to bioactive foods with recipes and tips to ease your transition. To access it, simply click on the link in the description of this video. It's a gift to help you take the first steps towards longevity. As you can see, the science of nutrigenomics offers powerful tools to shape your health and longevity. But remember, transformation starts with small, daily choices. In the next and final chapter, we will recap the key points discussed so far and leave you with an inspiring final message to motivate you to continue exploring the potential of food as medicine. We've reached the end of this video, but I hope this is just the beginning of your journey to longevity and cellular health. Throughout the chapters, we've explored how nutrigenomics reveals the power of food to influence gene expression, combating aging, and promoting vitality. We've seen how epigenetic mechanisms like DNA methylation, histone modification, and microRNAs respond directly to dietary choices, activating genes that protect and rejuvenate our cells. We also delve into specific foods, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and bioactives that act as true allies in the fight against aging. And finally, we discuss robust scientific evidence, such as the benefits of the Mediterranean diet and intermittent fasting, that prove the transformative impact of these practices. Now more than ever, you know that you have control over your genes. Every meal is an opportunity to shape your cellular and molecular health. So remember, your daily choices, even the small ones, have the power to reprogram your body to promote youth and longevity. If you enjoyed this content and want to continue learning about science, health, and practical strategies to live better and longer, subscribe to the channel right now. That way you won't miss the next videos, which will be packed with evidence-based insights to help you optimize your health and well-being. Before I close, I want to leave you with one last message. Your health starts on your plate. Make wise choices, explore new foods, and enjoy this journey of discovery. If you found this content helpful, share it with friends and family. Together, we can spread the message that food is much more than fuel, it is medicine. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.